At the beginning, there was only chaos, night, dark Erebus, and deep Tartarus. Earth, the air, and heaven had no existence. Firstly, black wind night laid a germless egg in the bosom of the infinite deep of Erebus, and from this, after the revolution of long ages, sprang the graceful Eros, with his glittering golden wings. Swift as the whirlwinds of the tempest, he mated in deep Tartarus with dark chaos, winged like himself, and thus hatched forth our race, which was the first to see the light. Eros is the god of love, lust, and sex. He is also known in Latin as Cupid, desire. According to Hesiod, he was the firstborn of the gods. When most people think of Cupid or Eros, they think of a weak baby with an arrow, sidekick of Venus, an afterthought in the discussion of the gods, nothing compared to Zeus, right? Well, not really. In fact, in one of the oldest novels passed down to us, known as Daphnis and Chloe by Longus, Daphnis and Chloe tells the story of a baby boy and a baby girl who are discovered separately, 2 years apart, alone, and exposed on a Greek mountainside. Taken in by a goatherd and a shepherd and raised near the town of Mytilene, they grow to maturity, hardly aware of one another's existence, until the mischievous god of love, Eros, creates in them a sudden overpowering desire for one another. One of the characters in the story, Philetus, says to the children, Daphne and Chloe, "Love, my children, is a god, young and beautiful and winged. That's why he delights in youth and pursues beauty and gives wings to the soul. And he can do greater things than Zeus himself. He has the power over the elements. He has power over the stars. He has power over his fellow gods, far more than you have over your goats and your sheep. The flowers are all love's handiwork. These trees are his creations. He is the reason why rivers run and winds blow. I've even known a bull that fell in love and used to bellow as if he'd been stung by a gadfly. And I've known a he-goat that loved a she-goat and followed her everywhere. I'm going to argue that Eros is the mightiest of all the gods. But I'm not the only one who made this argument. In the masterpiece by Plato known as Symposium, love, or Eros, is the first topic of discussion at the wine party between Socrates and Phaedrus. Here is Phaedrus' speech in front of the people at the wine party with Socrates. Let Phaedrus begin the praise of love, and good luck to him. All the company expressed their assent, and desired him to do as Socrates bade him. Aristoteles did not recollect all that was said, nor do I recollect all that he related to me, but I will tell you what I thought most worthy of remembrance, and what the chief speaker said. Phaedrus began by affirming that love is a mighty god, and wonderful among gods and men, but especially wonderful in his birth, for he is the eldest of the gods, which is an honor to him, and proof of his claim to his honor is that of his parents there is no memorial. Neither poet nor prose writer has ever affirmed that he had any. As Hesiod says, chaos came, and then broad-bosomed earth the everlasting seat of all that is, and love. In other words, after chaos, the earth, and love. These two came into being. Also, Parmenides sings of generation. First, in the train of gods, he fashioned love. And Acusaelius agrees with Hesiod. Thus numerous are the witness, who acknowledge love to be the eldest of the gods. And not only is he the eldest, he is the source of the greatest benefits to us. For I know not any greater blessing to a young man who is beginning life than a virtuous lover, or to the lover than a beloved youth. For the principle which ought to be the guide of men who would nobly live the principle, I say neither kindred, nor honor, nor wealth, nor any other motive is able to implant so well as love. Of what am I speaking? Of the sense of honor and dishonor, without which neither states nor individuals ever do any good or great work. And I say that a lover who is detected in doing any dishonorable act, or submitting through cowardice when any dishonor is done to him by another, will be pained in being detected by his beloved than at being seen by his father, or by his companions, or by anyone else. The beloved too, when he is found in any disgraceful situation, has the same feeling about his lover. And if there were only some way of contriving that a state or any army should be made up of lovers and their loves, they would be very best governors of their own city, abstaining from all dishonor, and emulating one another in honor. And when fighting at each other's side, although a mere handful, they would overcome the world. For what lover would not choose rather to be seen by all mankind than by his beloved? Either when abandoning his post or throwing away his arms, he would be ready to die 1,000 deaths rather than endure this. Or who would desert his beloved or fail him in the hour of danger? The veriest coward would become an inspired hero, equal to the bravest. At such a time, love would inspire him, that courage which, as Homer says, the god breathes into the souls of the same heroes. Love of his own nature infuses into a lover. Love will make men dare to die for their beloved. Love alone, and women as well as men. Of this, Alcestis, the daughter of Peleus, is a monument to all Hellas, for she was willing to lay down her life on behalf of her husband when no one else would, although he had a father and a mother. But the tenderness of love so far exceeded theirs, that she made them seem to be strangers in blood to their own son, and in name only related to him, and so noble did this action of hers appear to the gods, as well as to other men. Among the many who have done virtuously, she is one of the very few to whom, in admiration of her noble action, they have granted the privilege of returning alive to earth. Such exceeding honor is paid by the gods to the devotion of virtue and love. Orpheus, the son of Eros, the harper, they sent empty away, and presented to him an apparition only of her whom he sought, but herself they would not give up, because he showed no spirit. He was only a harp player, and did not dare, like Alcestis, to die for love, but was contriving how he might enter Hades alive. Moreover, they afterward caused him to suffer death at the hands of women, as the punishment of his cowardliness. Very different was the reward of the true love of Achilles toward his lover Patroclus, his lover and not his love. The notion that Patroclus was the beloved one is a foolish error into which Aeschylus has fallen, for Achilles was surely the fairer of the two. Fairer also all the other heroes, and as Homer informs us, he was still beardless and younger, and greatly as the gods honor the virtue of love, still the return of love on the part of the beloved to the lover is more admired and valued and rewarded by them. For the lover is more divine because he is inspired by God. Now Achilles was quite aware, for he had been told by his mother that he might avoid death and return home to live to a good old age if he abstained from slaying Hector. Nevertheless, he gave his life to revenge his friend and dared to die, not only in his defense, but after he was dead, wherever the gods honored him above Alcasus and sent him to the island of the blessed.